We've got a very special guest today because there's another side of this entire story that we've not really focused on. Justice C. Mookerjee, the former Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court and the Mumbai High Court, the nephew of Syama Prasad Mookerjee. The Syama Prasad Mookerjee's association with Kashmir, his desire to ensure that 370 went away is something we haven't spoken about. To that end, what the BJP sees today to be is something which is based on their history, their beliefs over a long period of time. Before I go across to Justice Mookerjee, I just want to bring out a small timeline from Syama Prasad Mookerjee to Narendra Modi, Article 370 from 1950 to 2019. So let's bring up that graphic package if we can. Now, the Sangh's 67-year-old campaign to scrap Jammu and Kashmir's Article 370 in 1952, the Jana Sangh, Syama Prasad Mookerjee was somebody who led the effort. He said, you can't have one nation but two constitutions. He died in Srinagar jail after a struggle for a long time. So let's play out a couple of those points that we have. In 1952, it was Mr. Mookerjee who started the campaign to scrap 370. He said, can't have one nation but two constitutions, two prime ministers and two flags. He said that was entirely untenable. As I mentioned, he died in Srinagar jail after being held demanding Jammu and Kashmir's complete integration. Now, the BJP obviously replaced the Jana Sangh, but they did retain the scrap 370 demand as very much a core demand. And the BJP observes Mookerjee's death anniversary as Martyrdom Day. Narendra Modi has spoken about the need to scrap 370 many times in the past in political campaigns. So the point is that this is an issue which is very keen to the BJP's beliefs. Justice Mookerjee, thank you very much for speaking to us. Would Syama Prasad Mookerjee have gone about this in quite the same manner, that in a period of a few hours, Article 370 disappears? How would he have done it?
Well, I do not know, I can't predict, but so far his views about Article 370 is concerned, he was opposed to this, as you have said, that he wanted one constitution, one leader, one flag. But how to achieve this? Well, that must change with the course of events which occur from time to time. Therefore, it's not for me to say what would have adopted. He did court arrest, he was lodged in a jail, but exactly he died when he was gravely ill. He was taken to an hospital only to die without any of his dear ones with him. And the information came to us. For us, his death has been a personal tragedy for all of us in the family, which has shaken us very much. About the sagacity or the wiseness of taking the measure today, yes, I have hardly anything to say, because I don't belong to politics. Therefore, not for me to make express any view about what should have been done to remove a temporary provision, making discrimination and differentiation about the implementation of laws from one part to another of India, Union.
Justice Mookerjee, Geeta Bhatt has a question for you. Is that you wanted to? Or you had a point to make. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add what Justice has just said. I mean, we all are aware that before Syama Prasad Mookerjee, took up this agitation, and in protest. Before that, we actually had to take a permit to go to Jammu and Kashmir. It is only and it is only after that he protested, and he had to pay through his through his life. It is only after that the central government decided to scrap that permit, and people could actually travel just like to any other part. And it is not just Syama Prasad Mookerjee, but I think even Baba Saheb Ambedkar today would be very, very happy to see this, what has happened today, because he was totally against, and in fact as a law minister he had told Sheikh Abdullah, when he talked about Article 370, that how do you expect that, you know, India should protect your borders, make, you know, build roads for you, but you do not want any kind of an interference from us. As a law minister, I will never permit Article 370.
Okay.
He was totally against it.
Justice Mookerjee, how did Syama Prasad Mookerjee deal with the entire issue of identity and autonomy in Kashmir? Did he believe that these terms were alien to what India should be? Did he accept it in some form, or was he just opposed to the entire issue of two constitutions?
Well, it is not merely a question of form, it is a question of views about the uniformity and unity of the country. In fact, before he became the minister, he had long time striven before the partition to keep India together. But then, so far as the movement which led to his participating in against the permit system in Kashmir, he had gone there with the full knowledge, and he wanted to establish that the India being one nation and one constitution, there should be no bar entering Kashmir, and that is a part of his philosophy, that there should not be anything special which deviates from the unity which this constitution has tried to achieve to a large extent.
Justice Mookerjee, one last question to you, and I urge you not to be diplomatic. Is this a day of celebration for you and your family at what has happened? Are you celebrating this, the memory of Syama Prasad Mookerjee, what he stood for? Is it a day of celebration, or are you just observing this from a distance?
It's not a matter of celebration. We continue to grieve about him because he died at the prime of his life. But what it is, if you put it correctly, is a matter of satisfaction,
right,
that what he tried to achieve has now been achieved. That's a matter, not a matter of political decision, but it is a matter for us, for the family, consolation. Not celebration, it's a consolation, a little bit of, thinking that after all has been achieved. Maybe not in the way it would have been done in those days when he lived, but he did try, and now the success has come in unifying the country in the matter of application of laws,
yes,
and the provisions of the Constitution to all parts of our country.